Hey guys, today I'm sharing with you one of my favorite pasta recipes that my mom made years and years ago that me and my sisters all still make. It's awesome. We call it lasagna bake, but it's really like a mock lasagna because you're using rotini pasta or penne rather than lasagna noodles. So you mix that with cream cheese and cottage cheese and you layer it with a homemade meat sauce. So I've already started the process of the sauce to speed things up a little bit. So get a big stock pot. I put a tablespoon of olive oil and a pound of ground chuck, which is done. And once it's all browned and cooked, you can go ahead and add your tomatoes. I'm using 2 of these big cans. These are the 28-ounce cans, the Tutti Rosso crushed tomatoes with basil. Love this brand. They're non-GMO, which means no genetically modified organisms, which alter your DNA. And there are no chunks of tomatoes. Some canned tomatoes have chunks, and as a mom with kids, I will tell you that they really don't like chunks. So that's another reason. But these have a great flavor, they're non-GMO, and kid-friendly. So 2 of those are going in. Okay, and then I have 1 of the 15-ounce cans of just a tomato sauce. Hunt's, they're also non-GMOs, in case you care about that. More and more companies are going non-GMO because more people are becoming health conscious. All right, so we put that extra can because this pasta really sucks up the sauce, and so, you know, you kind of want it saucy. So get the meat mixed in with the tomatoes, and then we'll go ahead and add our seasonings. Okay, so I will start with salt. I've got this pink Himalayan that I love, and I'm going to put 2 teaspoons. Never skimp on your salt. About a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, and my organic sugar. 2 teaspoons. People will think you spent all day in the kitchen. I promise, the sauce is awesome. 1 teaspoon of dried basil. A teaspoon of dried parsley. Teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm sorry, that was a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of garlic powder. They look alike. And a teaspoon of oregano. Okay, that's it for your spices, really easy. And then I have 2 cloves of fresh garlic. And they're big. Okay, so get it all mixed around. You could serve this over spaghetti even if you wanted, but and this is also the sauce that I use for lasagna, the real deal lasagna. So I cooked the pasta ahead of time, and I used rotini, non-GMO, and cook it according to package directions. I don't like pasta overcooked. And then I put it back in the pan I cooked it in with some olive oil to keep it from sticking. So cream cheese goes in, and if you could have the cream cheese sitting out for a bit so it's a little softened, it will melt into the pasta better. And I always like to put it in with the hot pasta so that it melts down. So 1 container of cream cheese, 8 ounces. All right, and then cottage cheese. Okay, so a 16-ounce container of cottage cheese. Don't be scared by the cottage cheese. It's so good. So good in this recipe. All right, so I'm kind of gonna mix that with the hot pasta a little bit, let that melt while our sauce cooks. And to that, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on so that can soften a little bit. Mix the sauce. So you just want the sauce to simmer for, you know, maybe 5-10 minutes, and that's it, it's done. It doesn't take long. And then we're gonna layer this in a big baking dish with some mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, and that's it. I mean, simple, right? This is perfect for potlucks or dinner parties, or if you have a big family and you're looking for something to fill everybody's bellies. So definitely encourage you to make it. Anyway, I'm gonna let this melt in and we'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and all the cheeses and pasta are mixed together really well, and I let this cook for about 10 minutes, nice and bubbly and delicious looking. So you'll start, I have a nice big baking dish, or you can use a lasagna pan, and you'll start by putting a layer of sauce on the bottom, so like 2 ladles maybe, and then kind of just move it around like this, okay? And then half of the pasta mixture goes down, okay, and you want to spread it all out so it's even. Okay, and then you'll sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. Maybe a few tablespoons. And then I have some whole milk mozzarella. I'm gonna put half the bag over our first layer, and then we'll save the other half for the top. Okay, now a nice generous coating of sauce over this. Okay, and then our second layer of the pasta. More Parmesan over that. And then sauce, and then the cheese. Rather than putting the cheese, the mozzarella next, I'm gonna put the sauce. And if you feel like it's too much sauce, you can hold some back. It's perfect. I'm gonna use the whole pot. So as you can see, it's filling the pan really nicely. Feeds a crowd. It's Italian, looks delicious. All right, so mozzarella over the top. And if you like it really cheesy with the mozzarella, because like this almost feels like not enough, then go ahead and use more than an 8-ounce bag. All right, and I like mine a little cheesier, so that 8-ounce bag is just not gonna cut it. So I'm gonna just shred some of the block that I have in the fridge, just to give it a little more coverage of cheese. Okay, that's a little more my style, extra cheese. The oven is at 350 degrees. So we're gonna cover this with foil and bake it 25 minutes, and then I like to broil it for just a few minutes at the end to make everything golden, a little more golden. So I'm gonna pop that in for 25 minutes. Okay, how delicious does this look? So I baked it with foil, 25 minutes, took the foil off, and then put it under the broiler for about 5 minutes. You just want that cheese to get kind of brown like that, kind of like pizza. So you're gonna cut it into squares, you know, just like a lasagna, and go with whatever size you like. yummy. And then scoop it out. Yum, yum, yum. Let's try a bite, see if it's not too hot. So good. So, do share with your friends. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Remember that all the recipes are down below, and I hope you'll make it and let me know how it turns out. Have a wonderful day.